about the topic.
Over to you, ma'am.
Hello. Hello, and a very good afternoon. Hope you have enjoyed your lunch. So I'm Runal Sure, the manager of Office for International Affairs. And so I sit in room 303 in South Wing in IT building. It is called as KRIA and IR office. So our office is the gateway for all international opportunities at the university. So I would request you to drop by any time. We will soon get your student email IDs, and then we will start floating the international opportunities to you. But in the meantime, I'll just let you know about the next opportunity that we have. So on 14th August at 10 a.m., we are getting the Education USA advisor at our campus, and she will be talking about the higher opportunities in US, the student visa, and she will solve all your queries. So the black box that we have, next to it, we have pasted the QR code. So you can register and you can take the benefit of that opportunity. Soon we will also share the form where you can fill up about your specific interest in specific country, so that in the future we can share the opportunities specific to your requirement. So this is how, you know, we try to cater to your requirements and your interest. About today's program, so we will start now with the presentation of our director, Dr. Rekha Sugandhi ma'am, and followed by a short video about the experience that a student gained while they were on international campuses. And it will be followed by a panel discussion with distinguished panelists and moderated by Dr. Rekha Sugandhi ma'am. After that, we will have an experience session where the students will come here and talk to you about their experience while they were on study abroad. Uh, and that is how we will conclude. So that is it, and I hope to see you and meet you soon. Thank you very much and happy learning.
Thank you so much, Mrunal ma'am. I take this moment to invite Professor Dr. Rekha Sugandhi ma'am, Director, Office of International Affairs. She will give us a presentation that will deeper understanding of international collaboration at MIT-ADT University. Please have a huge round of applause for Dr. Rekha Sugandhi.
Thank you, Shivtej, and a very warm welcome to all the students. Good afternoon. Uh, can we have the monitor? Yeah, monitor on.
Hello, mic check.
Yeah, sorry for the small technical glitch there. Again, a warm welcome and good afternoon. And this is a very important session because this is where all of you together would be under one pandal trying to understand what are the different avenues for international education and further studies. So Office for International Affairs is a unit under the MIT-ADT University. And in this unit, our basic intention is to foster different opportunities and make them available to all these students and faculty for different kinds of collaboration. So my role here is to make you aware of what are the opportunities, how they can be adapted into your curricular studies, and how they can help you grow better. Next slide, please. So our aim is to foster global collaborations in education and research equally, and to have maximum exposure so that we are ready for the global world. So the Office for International Affairs covers all the schools under the ADT University. You already know which of these rectangles you belong to. So students of arts, fine arts, applied arts, design, architecture, engineering and technology, management, education, Vedic sciences. All of these schools have something or the other to adapt and to take up in the international perspective. Next slide, please. I would like to just give you a demography of the different kind of connections that we have under the different units on our campus. So these are some of the connections we have: the United States of America. We have very strong connections in mechanical engineering, design, computer science, bioengineering, art school, and so on. Under the United Kingdom, we have these many universities. You can see the listing there. And we have very, very strong interaction in art and design especially, which has been active for more than 7 to 8 years under the School of Design. Engineering, especially computer science and mechanical engineering, have a lot of opportunities in both US and UK. Aerospace engineering has a special mention here because we have been able to connect with some really good schools specific in the aerospace engineering. These are some of the other collaborations that we have with other countries like Taiwan, France, Germany, Ireland, and so on, Malaysia, and there are a few more which are coming up soon. To make the opportunities easily available and to have a better outreach, we have a few partners who have the job of laying out these different opportunities and making the entire process easy. Because when it comes to international education and international credit transfers and different kinds of interventions in the form of mobility, there's a lot of arrangement and information that we need to be aware of. For example, how do we arrange for visas? What are the rules and regulations for the credit transfer? Can we take credits in a certain number? Where does a degree come from if there's a collaborative course that you're taking? What are the different modes of education that you can adapt? Is it online, is it offline, or is it hybrid? What are the areas and which are the good schools which can be made available on your current grades that you have earned? All of this requires a lot of research, survey, and then we come to a decision. It is also equally important to understand if the university that we go to is suitable for our lifestyle, how is the cost of living, is it affordable, and so on. So we have these different consultants who help us to make this process easy and reliable. I'm not able to see the next slide. I would make a special mention of two schemes that we have introduced from this year. So we have the 2+2 US pathway. This is a very attractive offer for which we have had interest from many of the students. So we have launched this program in consultation with We Cogent Education. And the major motive here is to enable students to complete the first 2 years of engineering at ADT University, after which they would move to the partner US university. And for this pathway program, the options that they get would depend on how well they have scored in the first 2 years. So depending on the CGPA connection, CGPA that they have earned, they would be getting a good option of universities. More importantly, we prepare the students to be able to adapt to the new environment when they move to the US partner university in the 3rd year. So this is a very special program, and we are very happy to launch this, and I think you all are the lucky ones who would be a part of this. For students who are not able to take a decision now, though you have taken admission in this year in ADT University, there is still an opportunity to take a call maybe next year. So you can decide on whether you want to move to the US university after the 2nd year, and you can let us know your decisions for the 2+2 pathway. And just for your knowledge and information, there is another program which is called as the Direct Master's Pathway, which is offered by the Drexel University, USA. This is just for your knowledge and information, because here we have opened this for computer science and IT students. You need to have a very good score in your final year so that you are enabled to take this. The good part about this program is you spend the first 6 months at ADT University, and then in the 2nd semester of your MS program, you get to move to the partner university. An additional offering in this arrangement is you can go for an industry internship, which is called as a co-op, where you get a stipend, and many of your living costs are covered through such an arrangement. Plus, you also get an exposure to working in the industry there, which could give you good placement opportunities. The same applies for the US Pathway program as well. It helps us get an exposure to the US market and the US corporate world in terms of the project and internships that you can take once you're there. So these were 2 special mentions that I wanted to make in my presentation. Next slide, please. So these are pictures of some of the interventions that our students have had at the partner countries under different programs. So these programs include a 2-week summer school or a 1-month internship. It could also include a 1 semester, so we call it as a semester study, or a 1-year study. So these are the short-term and long-term engagements that you can take up, provided we have a memorandum of understanding with the partner universities. So I would appeal to you whenever you have time, once you join and get on with your regular schedule, I would invite you to come to the Office for International Affairs, which Professor Mrinal just mentioned, is on 3rd floor of IT building, South Wing. You can come here and find out which are the opportunities that you can get, what are the university options that you have, and how you can avail them for the best interest. I think we've come to the end of the presentation. These are the various opportunities which I just mentioned. So intervention can be in the virtual mode or in the actual mode, where you can go and work there for a semester or for a year, do a project, take some courses, and come back and take your degree at MIT-ADT University. This is option number 1. And the second option is you get a credit transfer. So you can earn some credits here and then move to a partner university of a country of your choice and a university of your choice, so that you get your final degree from there. It's a very cost-effective option that we are very happy to offer. This is our team. So we are headed by Dr. Mohit Dubey, Pro Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation, Entrepreneurship, and International Relations. I'm heading the operations as a director. I am supported by my colleagues, Ms. Mrinal Sule, and as a manager, and Kshitish Bagde as a coordinator. So I thank you very much for the patient listening, and I will hand over to our hosts. And question answers we can take later. We have a panel discussion coming up, and at the end of the panel discussion, we can take up some questions in case you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was truly informative. To give you a better idea of how our international collaboration department work, let's watch one short video. I request technical team to please play AV on international collaboration department work. Thank you.
यादें मिठाई के डिब्बे की तरह होती हैं। एक बार खुला तो सिर्फ एक टुकड़ा नहीं खा पाओगे। बहुत खूबसूरत होती है ये यादों की दुनिया। हमारे बीते हुए कल के छोटे छोटे टुकड़े हमारी यादों में हमेशा महफूज रहते हैं।
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching that. It's time to invite our distinguished guests to the stage. Please I like to request Dr. Michael Tistani sir and Dr. Nana Saheb Thorat sir to please come onto the stage.
Also, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Mohit Dubey sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, MIT-ADT University, as well as Professor Dr. Anand Chakradev sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, MIT-ADT University, on a stage. Please have a huge round of applause for our today's session guest. I request Professor Dr. Mohit Dubey sir to felicitate I request Professor Dr. Anand Chakradev sir to please.
So we humbly request Professor Dr. Anand Chakradev sir to please join us on stage in felicitating our guest for this wonderful session. Please have a round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much, sir.
I request Professor Dr. Mohit Dubey sir to felicitate Dr. Michael Testani sir. I request Professor Dr. Mohit Dubey sir to felicitate Nana Sahib Thorat sir. Can we have a huge round of applause for our today's session guest? I request Professor Dr. Anand Chakradev sir to felicitate Dr. Nana Sahib Thorat. Can we have a round of applause for our today's guests for this session? Thank you so much.
Please join us in welcoming Dr. Michael Sistani sir, Senior Director of Outreach and Engagement at Thomas J. Watson School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, Binghamton University. We would request the technical team to please play AV in sir's introduction.
I request Professor Dr. Nachiket Thakur sir to please come up on stage for the panel discussion. I request Professor Dr. Rekha Sugandhi ma'am to please start with the panel discussion.
So we need, I'll give it to you. My first question is.
They are starting their courses from yesterday. So yesterday was the first day. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you again, Shivtej. And it's my honor to be a part of such an esteemed panel for a discussion. And the discussion, of course, is focused on students. What has internationalization in store for our students at ADT University? So in the presentation that I just made, you could see that there were quite a few attempts and deliberations that are in process and in practice. My first question would be to Dr. Mohit Dubey sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, MIT-ADT University. I would like him to start off with the entire idea of internationalization. Why is it so important suddenly? Is it something to do with the national education policy that we have started adopting in our curriculum? What are the advantages? What are the challenges? I think given his vast experience, both in the corporate world as well as in academics, he would be able to give a balanced insight on how this is suddenly so important and what it has in store for us. Over to you, sir.
Right, thanks, Dr. Rekha. I think many of you were here yesterday when I was speaking about the innovation and entrepreneurship and some of those other facets. So before I answer your question, I would like to heartily welcome Professor Michael from New York and my friend Anis Abtarat from University of Limerick to this beautiful campus of MIT-ADT Design Technology University. Thank you for coming over, and I hope you enjoy the campus stay and you take some of the good fond memories back when you fly back to your own countries. Just the way we were showcasing the video to capture our students' experience. You go back and take some of those fond memories to your country. So once again, thank you for coming over and truly appreciate your time with our students and with our faculty members. So to answer your question specifically, I mean, let's be honest, right? As a country, as this, most of our institutions, they have been a phenomenal teaching learning institutions. 79% of our young students go to universities as their first degree. It's their undergrad degree as the first degree in the higher education, right? 12% of the kids in this country are studying their master's or the graduate program as they call it in US, right? Only 0.49% of them are pursuing the PhD degree or the doctoral programs as they call it, right? We need to increase this game of moving from a purely undergrad driven education system to a research driven society, research driven ecosystem. And how do you do that, right? Research, innovation, entrepreneurship, all of those facets are more towards solving the global problems. You know, you have to first identify those global problems, you have to solve some of those global problems. And can you do this in isolation? No, you cannot, right? So if you want to think of creating solutions which are global in nature, you have to go and meet global people. You have to onboard them. You have to bring them here into your ecosystem, right? So I think these opportunities of internationalization um, is very apt right now. While there are regulations that have been opened up in this country overall, you know, there's a specific zone, Professor Michael, I'm pretty sure you would be knowing, in Gandhinagar called Gift City, which was specifically opened for foreign universities to come and set up their own campuses in this country. But slowly they realized that it's not just going to be one center, one space. The government of India opened that sector for all the, for the entire nation, where any foreign university can come in and then they can start their universities. The challenge, however, is it's not easy to set up a campus by a foreign university when they come here. What's the alternate? What's the second best solution than setting up your own campus? The pathway is, can we be the partner of choice? Can we be the soft landing partner in this country? If we start speaking that same language as my foreign university counterparts speak, if we can provide the same opportunity to our students through these internationalization layer, I think this is where the gap would be closed between our universities and the foreign universities, right? I think it's not about whether we want to do. It was never a question of if, it was always a question of when. So you could have thought, it is taking time, because as I said, it was never a question of if it, that whether it will happen. No, it was supposed to happen. If you want to integrate these good institutions like MIT-ADT University into the social fabric, not just at the national level, but also at the international level, you need to collaborate with these great universities who have a lot of history. You know, I was talking to Professor Michael, they have a 100-plus-year-old history of the institution, right? How do you build these great institutions in this country? That's a common learning that will develop when we start partnering with some of these universities. So I think it's only a matter of time that it is just going to evolve from here onwards. So I'm excited that the regulation has been made in for the institutions. Now they have opened up these pathways through national education policy, where they are asking the universities to look for, as a deliberate attempt, as a deliberate function of how do you add this internationalization as a layer to these normal university system. And I'm very proud to be part of this journey, and I'm thankful to all the partner universities for increasing this layer and helping us migrate this pathway from where we were, and we are trying to plug into this ecosystem. So to your answer specifically, it's not about my need. It's the global need. It's not just the India's need. It's the global need. And as we were mentioning yesterday, that our youngsters who are going to solve phenomenal problems will have to think globally in terms of taking their solutions to the global level. Who will be those partners who are going to help them take their solutions to the global level? These are these partner universities like this. You know, the incubators that we have on this university, when they build some startups, the solutions will have to be applicable to African nations, to European nations, and to the American nations. So these are the kind of engagements that we look forward to take these solutions, make these startup to startup connects through these consulates and various other pathways that builds this layer for the next generation university. So I'm very excited to host all of you and look forward to this whole journey.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll come back to you with another question, but I'll just move on to Dr. Nana Sahib Thorat. Dr. Nana Sahib Thorat belongs to a village in Satara, and Shivtej just read out his profile, so he has been places. I was especially excited to have him on the panel discussion because given the background that he's from, he had faced a few challenges. He's overcome all of those, and he has been at Oxford for I think 5 years, around 5 years, and now he has moved to the University of Limerick, Ireland, and he is a physicist, but now working very passionately in the area of cancer research. So it has not been a simple journey, I'm sure. There have been multiple challenges, and that has its own sense of achievement. So I would want you to inspire our students here who may have a lot of advantages if we compare the situation, and I would I would request you to advise them on how to go ahead given the current scenario and the opportunities.
Thank you, ma'am. I warm welcome all of you in the MIT-ADT campus. I'm associated with the university from last 4 years. Being a researcher in the field of cancer, but I'm still active in the other academic activities. So as Rekha ma'am briefed about me, I started my journey from very small village, that what I can expect many students from the rural area around Pune and western Maharashtra, or maybe from all over the Maharashtra. Many of students are coming all over the India as well, from the rural background. I am actually belongs from the very rural areas. Almost 27 of years of my life I spent in India, and next 12 years I'm abroad, including South Korea for 2 years, Germany 1 year, Ireland 5 years, UK 2 years, Switzerland 1 year, and Poland 2 years. So it is a kind of a journey of extending my own skills, knowledge for research and academic purpose. Though all my education is from Indian context, I did all my bachelor, master's, and PhD from India. And now become a well-established researcher or academician in the abroad. My take-home message for you is those who are coming from rural or urban area, it doesn't matter. It matters your inspiration towards your journey. This is the first step that you are taking through your undergraduate education. It is wide, you are open ocean. You can take as much as you can. Like we are not in that state, but you are. The undergraduation or graduation is what we learn and what expect from the students actually, not become a successful employee for any industry. I would always prefer that you will become a successful critical minds, that what is the main aim of any university. I was in Oxford and still associated with Oxford. I will give just one example how universities run and what they do with their students, that what I'm expecting from you as well. This is possible, achievable through the universities. When we do the first year induction, the similar kind of 1 week program in our universities, always we announce from the dais that in these 3,000 or 4,000 students, we are looking a future prime minister of any country, or the UK's prime minister, or a global businessman, or India's industrialist. Why it is? Oxford has a rich history for leadership. So around 40 countries prime minister are from Oxford. 29 UK's prime minister were from Oxford. You know, you got the Covishield or other vaccines, they actually came from the Oxford. So they are very strong in science, medicine, and technology. However, their main aim is to creating the future leaders. So education is the way where you will be a future leaders. This is what you have to learn within the university campuses, within your friends, your maybe making a best friend who will be lobbied for you in the future. That's what happens in every sector. So I expect this kind of students or maybe a future leaders from this audience who will become not just an employee but taking lead for their team, or maybe a CEO, or maybe their own industry, or maybe a successful leader in politics or business, or even in the agriculture sector. That's what we need. I belongs from this agriculture sector, farming family, but still doing a fancy research in very posh laboratories abroad. I know we are lagging with many infrastructure and other things, but this is not a one barrier for you. Even I did my whole education from the very rural schools. I never thought that one day will I be a scientist in Oxford. It's because of the small journey with long steps, sometimes a small steps. So don't look at the Everest at a time. Start stepping from the day one towards your journey. Maybe looking for Everest is always best thing, but when we start walk with looking for the top, we fail always. So you must need to know what is your top, what you want to achieve, maybe in education, maybe in your career, or maybe in your other journeys. It may be a entrepreneurship or other social journey, but it must be started through the stepping stone, stepping step. I think this is first step where you get introduced to the university, what universities mean to be, that what creating the critical skills, making a future leaders, that what the international universities are doing, why people are going abroad. We get more than 5,000 applications yearly from Indian students. We are very much active for Indian students. We have special offices in my university for India. I represent that office. So with this, I still hoping best students, best future leaders, best scientists, best engineers that watch making impact on the society at what we are doing, why education is important, is making the impact on the society below average, or those are not in the main cream layer. It's your role to bring them on that. So this is my take-home message. Thank you so much to giving me opportunity on the dais, and we have some question answer sessions at the end. I feel free to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really take a lot of inspiration from Dr. Thorat. In spite of the achievements he has as a young scientist, so he has many achievements as a young scientist, but he's very humble. That's his greatest quality, I think. And I think the humbleness comes from the kind of, the way you have evolved from the rich research that you have been doing. From your experience that you just shared, I think the takeaway is that this is the right time for all of us, this being the induction program, to observe, see the opportunities around, and then you have to decide. You have to decide a pathway for yourself. How are you going to take this journey ahead? There are so many different options and programs that are in store for you in terms of your curricular, your programs in the curriculum that is offered to you, Plus, there are many electives and minors and other specializations that you will have to choose from. And given these different choices, you would have to take a call of what you want to do as a future. And you have to start preparing. So preparation is a key, is what I take away from this. Thank you very much, Dr. Thorad. I would now move on to Dr. Mike. Dr. Mike also has a vast experience. He has worked with IBM and now he is heading the international office and also has taken many different initiatives in Thomas J. Watson College of Engineering. So, Mike, you have been seeing how our campus is since morning. You have been introduced to different units. On behalf of our students here, I would like to know what do you think we can offer to students for a bright future in terms of US collaborations, exposure to US universities? What are the different, what advice would you like to give to our students to choose as a pathway?
Yeah, well, thank you very much for that question. Thank you for having me on campus. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. It's a wonderful campus, beautiful campus. And as I told a small group of students earlier, I'm really getting the sense that your core competency here on campus is your creativity, your innovation, and I think just your culture of learning and growth, right? I think those are key strengths that you have on your campus, and I think there's a lot of synergy there between what's going on here and what's happening at Binghamton University. So I see a lot of opportunities to collaborate. I see us developing pathways for you all who are interested to come to the States, to come to the U.S. Binghamton University is part of the State University of New York. It's called the SUNY system. So it's part of our state, which is in the northeast of the United States. Most people have heard of New York. Not many people have heard of Binghamton, all right, which is why part of why I'm here in India, right, to spread the word and to spread the brand. But we're, of all 64 SUNY colleges and campuses, we are ranked #1. So that's not just me saying that. That's U.S. World and News Report and a whole bunch of other ratings that talk about our campus and let prospective students know why it would be a great place for them to come and study and learn. We have about 18,000 students on our campus. About 4,000 of those are graduate students, and over 2,000 of those graduate students come from India, right? They're international students, and they come from across this country, many of them from Maharashtra, right? So many of them from this state, and they do very, very well. It's one of the reasons why we like to come here and engage with your leadership, engage with your students, look for pathways between programs, is really because we're out for your success, right? Your success is our success, right? When you do better, we look better, right? So, and that's been our track record, right? For longer than I've been involved with the universities. So for decades, we've been doing that, and we're proud of doing that. We're proud of the diversity that we have on campus. We are very welcoming of diverse cultures. If you come on our campus, we like to think that our campus looks like the world, right? Those 18,000 students and over 1,100 faculty, right, are from around the world and represent the world, represent diverse cultures, represent diverse ways of viewing the world. And I think it's those multiple perspectives that makes for a better community, right? I think it's that diversity that truly is a strength. So I think one of the reasons you might want to consider coming on our campus is that diversity, but also that we're out for your success. I can tell you that of the hundreds of alumni that we have that are now out in the world working, after 10, 15, 20 years, we keep in touch with our alumni, right? Many of whom come from India. And I see titles like Senior Vice President. I see titles like Senior Director, in many cases CEOs and presidents, right? Entrepreneurship is just as important in the U.S. as it is here. It's the engine that drives any economy, right? New businesses, small businesses, startups. So in Binghamton and Binghamton University, we put a lot of focus on entrepreneurship and startups as well, and there's a lot of programs that help enable that, right? Because we see that as a way to pave a great future for ourselves. So, again, I think a good reason for you to consider studying abroad, whether it's at Binghamton or anywhere else, is just that global experience that you get. And I would tell you, the students that come from India, from my perspective, not only are they very well prepared because of the education system you have here, I think that's a big part of why we like to come here, but I think there's something about your culture. There's something about your humility, right? Your way of approaching people and problems. And I think that aligns very well with the culture in the U.S., right? It's very much a culture about building and earning mutual respect. And I think you have that here. And I think that's one of the reasons why you go on to have such great success, right? So I'd love to see you. Come to our great university. Again, we're going to work with the leadership team here to build many pathways, right, so that we can continue collaboration and continue mutual success, right? Your success is our combined success. So thank you.
Thank you very much, and I hope this association is going to be a very fruitful and long-lasting one. All the best to both of us for that. My next question is to one of my colleagues, Dr. Nachiket Thakur, who is the director for the Institute of Design and has been associated with MIT and Institute of Design for a long period of time. His oldest association is that he's an alumnus of MIT. Back then, I think that was 96, 90, around that time, as a mechanical engineer. And what's commendable is he wanted to come and give back to his institution. So here he is leading one of the finest schools on this campus and in India. There has been a lot of student exchange and mobility happening for many years, also thanks to the efforts put in by Dr. Anand Chakradev for the past years, and now you and Dr. Bele. Is there a change in the trend, or you think that this is going well? What is your take on this? What are the popular choices for the design students to go when it comes to foreign collaborations, and what would they like to go for?
Thank you for the question. Welcome all of you. As part of the MIT-ADT University, it's really important for you to know what is possible, what is not possible, where you should look for opportunities, and specifically on education abroad. As far as MIT Institute of Design is concerned, I think right from the start we have been a lot of collaborations happening with universities abroad for a 6-month duration, which is a semester exchange. And also lately we have been able to do a summer internship at multiple schools outside of India. I think those collaborations are very fruitful in terms of understanding the culture of what outside India designers look for, and how do you understand the societal pressures or the way industry works there. I think those insights make a global designer. I think those kind of programs, at least for design, is helping the students a lot, which brings in a lot of learning, which the students who have part of the program brings in and shares it with the students who are not been able to go to exchange programs. So it's a cross-learning opportunity, which is very good. So there have been instances where students have gone through many schools in Europe, US, like School of Creative Studies, College of Creative Arts in Chicago, or it can be Start in Paris, or L'École in Germany, and there are multiple schools which students have gone, and that's a great learning experience for them to do joint projects. At the design school, we also do projects which are specific to a course which we do online. So those kind of cross-border collaborative projects which has been possible. So I urge all of you to be part of any of these programs and try to see what collaborations we can do with your colleagues in the foreign universities. It's not a matter of who is good or bad or who is a step higher or lower. It's a co-creation exercise in the connected world today. So there's a lot of learning from both sides. So please don't consider that we are anything inferior when we do a exchange program outside of India. It's always a learning experience which we share with our colleagues there, and they share their experiences here. So both the parties become globally connected and ready for taking up global problems. I think that's how we should look at exchange programs for foreign
Exactly.
universities.
Yeah, you've put in a very good point that it's not just that our students need to have that exposure. Our students get a very good experience when we have foreign students coming to our university for one semester or 1 year, because they get to understand our culture, and in that process we ourselves feel very proud to host them. And there's a very nice coordination that I have seen in students. We have this buddy system where any student from a foreign university that comes here is connected with a buddy who is supposed to take care of that student and make sure that they're comfortable, their learning process is smooth, and that way there's a lot of exchange that happens. Cultural exchange and understanding each other's culture, I think in creative field especially, that's very important, because whatever you create as a part of your knowledge has to be with the understanding of what the other person wants.
Can I just add? So one more thing which I want to speak on this occasion, because it's your first day at the university. Uh, we are open to having suggestions from you as well. So if you have any connections, if you have any your brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles, aunties in any of the universities or even working abroad, and you can establish connections, I think it's a co-creation exercise for all of us. So please don't consider that something will always come from the Office of International Affairs. If you come and suggest to us, we'll be more than happy to connect and initiate those dialogues so that you or your seniors or somebody else might get that benefit of learning from people outside the country.
Absolutely. The Office for International Affairs is always open and welcome to all of you for any queries or discussions or suggestions that we can have. I have a very small question to Professor Dubey. Sir, what do you suggest, since you are heading research, innovation, entrepreneurship, as well as the international relations? Considering that we have among the audience students from first year, uh, what is your take? Do you think students in the first year can start thinking about startups or can start thinking about research? And I'm asking this in the context of global achievements, or how this can help them be globally aware and apply their research outcomes at a global level.
No, thank you. A great question, and thank you for asking that question. I think during the inaugural address, the chief guest also spoke about setting the bar very high. You know, what he meant was that right from the word go, don't limit your thinking that you're going to only study your courses, programs here and there, but right from the word go, the intent of having this session was exactly the same point, that uh, look for internationalization not from your work itself, but right here in your mindset, that the kind of courses that you want to opt, the kind of programs that you want to pursue. Because now, as you know, that there are now opportunities to learn in an online fashion. There are multiple courses that are available through a platform like edX and Coursera's and so on and so forth, right? So explore some of those elements which takes your journey closer to the global level, global benchmarking standards. And I think these university partnerships that we are trying to get into or make them stronger is also aimed towards that aspect, that as you come into these portals of higher education, you might have come from different schools, different languages or the different boards, but when you come to this platform, it is your first shot at making things globally, thinking towards the global aspiration of your career path, right? So I think even when you want to pick up problems, even when you want to pick up courses, even if you want to look for internship, I think there are many platforms that we are working on to start engaging right from your first year itself. And I know because you're part of that group, there is an opportunity. We are trying to work with a group of around 18 or 19 Nigerian universities where they're asking that can we have these projects of our university, from all first year, second year, based on SDGs. So if we are solving some of the projects in one or the other SDG, and they're saying that can we onboard these projects on that platform, which is global platform. So the students from Nigerian universities, from US universities, they will come together and our students will get an opportunity to start solving that problem along with those teams. So the idea of this university is not just exchange of students in a physical format. That will come sooner or later. But I think right from the word go, how do you add this layer of internationalization on all the aspects that you pick up? Whether it's your project, internship, placements, startups, the jobs also, right? So I think my humble submission is that when you start picking up any of those pieces, keep in mind that how can I connect this with one or the other aspect of internationalization, right? So I think, and many universities are open for these ideas of whether it's 1 plus 3, 2 plus 2, 3 plus 1, all that will happen. But I think the transition would be easier if you start building these things while you start at first year itself. Because the sooner you start, the easier it becomes for you to transition over from one university to the other university and the ecosystem as well.
Thank you very much. That was indeed a great input, and this calls in for some planning for all of us to start from right now. My last question of this panel discussion is to Professor Mike. Since we have so many students who are Indian students who want to either continue their studies or go for higher studies to the US, but not all of us are well equipped from the financial front. Yes, we can prepare them from the language proficiency point of view and the grades point of view. Since you also are heading the international office at your university, what are the different options that students can have in terms of financial arrangements, in terms of good grades in case they have? Are there scholarship opportunities that the US government is looking for, which can give them more options to choose from?
Yeah, great question, and very important question, so thank you for that. Yeah, and we recognize that going on to graduate studies, particularly going international for graduate studies, is a big financial commitment, right? It's a big decision, and we recognize that. So we certainly want to help smooth that pathway any way we can. We have programs in place to help with that, mostly in the form of assistantships, in terms of teaching assistantships for our graduate students, research assistantships, and other types of employment on our campus. As part of a public university, being a public university is actually a good thing because it helps us keep tuition down because it's taxpayer subsidized. But that being said, we still recognize it can be a financial stretch for some students. So we try to do more and more with those types of assistantships. We're always looking at creative ways of coming up with pathway programs where part of your graduate degree can be done here, let's say perhaps through distance learning, and then can be completed overseas. So you don't have to pay for 3 semesters of your master's program, maybe only 2 semesters. So we are always open to coming up with creative and better solutions to try to address that problem. We're certainly taking advantage as much as we can with online learning and distance learning. All our graduate programs in our engineering college have been approved to be taught online. And I think one of the things that's unique, at least within our college, is that there is no difference in that diploma, whether you get it online or whether you come to the States and take it. So there's an opportunity there to engage, right, by getting your degree in the comfort of your own home, so to speak. And there's significant cost savings, probably about half of what you'd pay if you had to travel, if you had to get housing, if you had to pay for tuition and fees. It's a significant savings, so we're trying to do more and more with this online pathway.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for that question.
That's very useful information. I think we have gone past our time limit because we started late, but I think this was a good panel discussion, and I hope our students have tried to understand the pulse of internationalization in higher education and why it is so important, for which we had a session. So I again thank our esteemed panelists, Dr. Michael Testani, Dr. Nana Sahib Thorat, Dr. Mohit Dubesa, and Dr. Nachiket Thakur. And I wish you all the best, and we hope to see some of you soon in our office for inquiries. Thank you and good day.
Thank you so much to our panelists for that enlightening discussion on internationalization in higher education. To know more about our guest, I would request our technical team to please play the AV on Dr. Michael Testani, sir.
Dr. Michael Testani is the Senior Director of Outreach and Engagement at the Thomas J. Watson School of Engineering and Applied Science, Binghamton University. He leads the university's engineering outreach program for New York State small and startup businesses and serves as the Director of Continuing Education, focusing on professional development for industry professionals, engineers, alumni, and students. Previously, Dr. Testani was a business transformation consultant at IBM, where he managed global Lean and Lean Six Sigma initiatives. He brings extensive expertise in agile methodologies, design thinking, change management, business process transformation, problem solving, team building, learning product design, leadership development, and organizational culture change. We're indeed honored to have such a wonderful personality. We warmly welcome Dr. Michael Testani to the 9th Foundation Day Program 2024.
Now, I would request the technical team to please play our AV on Dr. Nana Sahib Thorat, sir.
Dr. Nanasaheb Thorat is an outstanding experienced researcher currently working as a Marie Curie Fellow Scientist at the University of Oxford Medical Science Division. Dr. Thorat demonstrated the extraordinary ability of independent thinking, leadership, time management, and communication qualities throughout his doctoral research and Marie Curie Fellowship. Dr. Thorat is a two-time winner of the world's most prestigious fellowship, that is Marie Curie Fellowships, and also working as an evaluation panel member of the Marie Curie Fellowship applications for life and engineering sciences since the year 2019. Dr. Thorat has published 50 peer-reviewed journal research papers and articles, 5 books, 10 book chapters presented, 5 keynote speeches, 15 invited lectures, and 5 oral presentations at prestigious scientific peer conferences in Singapore, France, Germany, USA, Ireland, Poland, South Korea, and India. He received international acclaims and awards for research contributions, generated research fund in excess of rupees 6.50 crores. He supervised students, junior researchers, and actively participated in outreach and scientific disseminations for the service of wider community. Dr. Thorat is the first Indian awardee of the European Commission's Innovation Radar, Grand Prix of the Innovation Radar Prize 2020, and many other national and international acclaims on his names. Dr. Thorat is the only winner of the most prestigious fellowship, including the Japanese Society of the Promotion of Science Fellowship in Japan, PBC Outstanding Fellowship Israel, and also worked as a senior research fellowship at Samson Biomedical Research Institute, South Korea. At the University of Oxford, he is working in the Medical Science Division jointly with the Engineering Science Division. His current research work involves designing new light-activated nanomedicine therapy and Raman imaging techniques for brain cancer of pediatric patients. We are indeed honored to have Dr. Nanasaheb Thorat with us today.
Thank you so much. Finally, let's hear from our students who have had the opportunity to study at our international campus. They will share their experience and what they have learned from their time abroad. Let's welcome them with a huge round of applause.
We would like to request the students to make their way to the stage, please.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am Siddharth, Darth Vader. That's what I've been hearing from all of my roommates in the US for the past 4 months. I am a fourth year product design student from the MIT Institute of Design. And during my last semester, I had a chance to go to the College for Creative Studies as a part of the exchange program. Looking back, I made tons of memories from this experience and learned a lot of new stuff. From the start, where we were making our portfolios and writing our SOPs, I feel that was an experience to learn if we had to apply in the future for our masters. I remember being extremely nervous before going to the US. We had heard a lot of stuff about Detroit being the most unsafe city in the world, maybe, or maybe we would just be shot in the head. We heard things like that, but it was a really great thing that on the first day there, when we were traveling by the tram, we suddenly find two, three people in a group talking in Hindi, and we hear the word MIT, our MIT. And Samjha, oh, they are our alumni, and they're doing the masters in the same college as us. And it felt so welcoming and homely. We had a lot of opportunities in this college. We could choose our own courses, and that was a really great opportunity to do something new. I also decided I'd try to do something completely different and took up something crazy like glass blowing. All the professors and the people in the department were really friendly, and they took us on trips, educational trips. They took us to design shows. They mentored us. They taught us a lot of stuff. And even during our holidays, we were able to visit the famous cities like New York and Chicago and experience their architecture and be awestruck by the amazing food. Overall, it was a great opportunity, and we got so much exposure. And there's so many new things that we learned from them, and they also learned from us. And I'm really glad for the same. Thank you.
Hello, I am Ganesh Manju Gowda, a fourth year retail and exhibition design student from MIT Institute of Design. I'm here to talk about my study abroad experience at UAL Chelsea College of Arts, London. It was more than just a study abroad program, it was a life changing adventure that shaped who I am today. Living in London was like stepping into a whole new world. The city's vibrant culture and diverse people opened my eyes to so many different perspectives. I made friends from all over the globe, and that sense of community made me feel right at home, even though I was a thousand of miles away. Studying at UAL was super fun. I learned to have a very abstract approach towards design. I learned to design for global issues. The faculty there was really nice. There were lectures, workshops, and field visits. I also got to work on a live project as a spatial designer there. Balancing my studies with exploring such an incredible city was a challenge, but it taught me so much about managing my time and priorities. I even picked up some new software skills that have been super useful in my creative projects. Living on my own in a new country wasn't always easy. Figuring out budgets and navigating in a different economy was really difficult. It had its ups and downs, but it taught me a lot about being responsible and making smart choices. The support from my friends and my family back home was everything. The encouragement kept me going through tough times and also made my celebrations of my successes even sweeter. Overall, this experience wasn't just about academics or career skills. It was about personal growth and learning to appreciate the little things in life, like cooking my own meals and finding joy in simple pleasures. Lastly, I would like to express my gratitude towards the international office at MIT University for making this possible for me. Your support has truly made this experience unforgettable. Thank you. Thank you all.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ria Agrawal from MIT School of Architecture, currently in my last year, final year. I got this opportunity to visit Rome in my third year, where like a very few students were selected from our university. Around 18 students were selected from third, fourth, and fifth year from School of Architecture, and some were from other universities as well. We visited Rome and this exposure for approximately a month. This was last year in my summers uh, from around 1st July 2023 till approximately 28th July when we came back to India. The excursion included our attending the college and lectures over there. So we had the university tour Vergata appointed very renowned professors, senior professors, and we learned about new construction technologies and materials and various things that foreign universities use for construction and building. And also they planned city walks and museum visits and everything for us. That was very, very beautiful. The professors themselves walked through the city for like 4 or 5 kilometers along with us. And it was a great experience interacting with the locals there. They, the people there don't speak our language, of course, but most of the Italians don't even know English. So it was a great task to interact with them. We had to interact without verbs, typically, in actions. So that was also a great experience. And we stayed with our seniors and people from other colleges in Airbnbs where we cooked our own food. We did all of our course together. So like everything was done by us except for the studies that they provided. But it was a great experience. We learned everything. We got independent and more confident in ourselves. Then during our weekends, we also visited various places. Like other than Rome, we visited Naples, Pompeii, and Amalfi, Milan, and various other places. And we also visited such places with our faculties as well, like the last week that we got free. So during our college hours, we were assigned 2 assignments. We had to complete within 3 weeks, and in the end, we had to give them presentations in groups of 5 to 6. After college hours, all of us explored Rome, the nightlife, the culture, their food and delicacies, everything, and it was amazing. So through this opportunity, like spending a month in a foreign country can be a transformative experience. It's a period of intense exposure to a different culture, language, and the way of life, which can significantly impact a person and their growth and their development. Then skills and values like enhanced adaptability and a broadened perspective to see at things, various things, open-mindedness and curiosity to know various other methods and everything, and various other developments and skills are improved in a person through these kind of experiences. So in the end, I would like to thank my principal, Dr. Ashwini Pethe ma'am, and Professor Dr. Neeti Trivedi ma'am for providing me with such a great opportunity. And I would also like to thank the School of International Affairs and ISIP and my other faculty members to encourage me and provide me with such a golden opportunity. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing fine. I am Sheetal Sonar and I am a third year mechanical student at MIT-ADT University Learning Kalbor. Today I am really excited to share my experience about the summer training internship at University of Central Lancashire, UK. This internship lasted over 2 weeks and mainly focused on applications of future sustainable industries. During my time there, I had the privilege to talk to different people of different cultures and different countries. Working with them not only improved my team working skills, but it also helped me to collaborate on different research projects. It was really fascinating to interact with students and professionals who brought different ideas and different perspectives to the table. One of the highlights of the university was its state-of-art of facilities. The university's wide range of mechanical instruments and the unique teaching method used in UK left a lasting impression on me. Our project centered on the subsystems of greenhouse, where we mainly chose the topic of the soil monitoring system, which is an intermediate system between the irrigation system and the fertilizer system, ensures the optimal plant growth and resources efficiency. And so I am really proud to share that our subsystem won the competition, which is a testament to brilliant faculty of mechanical engineering, MIT-ADT, whose guidance and expertise were essential to our success. The UCLAN faculty also treated us very exceptionally well. They organized different trips for us to maybe the Lake District, Liverpool, Manchester malls, etc. This opportunity to explore the UK gave us an enriched our cultural understanding and the memorable internship. The soft skills provided by the MIT-ADT University, especially the personality development training, helped me a lot to present presentations and then to work on the project seamlessly. They helped me communicate effectively, present my ideas confidently, and collaborate seamlessly with my team. Lastly, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our Dean, Professor Dr. Sudarshan Sanap, HOD Sachin Pawar Sir, my wonderful faculty members, and the International Office of MIT-ADT University, which gave me an incredible opportunity. Their support and guidance have been vital in making this a reality. At last, I would like to say, a bit of hard work and the support of your teachers, anything is possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much, student. There is one last experience sharing video with us. I request technical team to please play the experience video.
Sakshi Sandeep Kad. I've completed my BBA in Digital Marketing from MIT-ADT University Midcom. Getting admitted in MIT-ADT University was really a fruitful decision of my life. MIT provided me opportunities to enhance my career by enabling the US Pathway program. I thanked to the seminar arranged by MIT-ADT, which ultimately led to the successful transfer of mine to Central Michigan US University through VCOGENT. Joining MIT-ADT University can really boost your career. Thank you.
To our guests and students for sharing all of their experiences and insights today. We hope you've gained valuable insights and into the importance of international programs and how MIT-ADT University supports them. Now, I'd like to invite Suhani to continue the session for University Examination Framework.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sohani Bhatnagar, and I'm delighted to have you join us today for a special session on University Examination Framework. As we dive into the intricacies of university assessments, it is crucial to understand the frameworks that guide these processes, ensuring both the quality and the integrity of academic evaluations. To lead us in this discussion, I'm honored to welcome an esteemed expert in the field, respected Dr. Ananta Chakradev sir on the stage. Let's have a huge round of applause for him. Dr. Chakradev is the Pro Vice Chancellor of Art, Design and Humanities Cluster, MIT-ADT University. With over 25 years of experience, he is responsible for steering the academic and administrative leadership of the university. Dr. Chakradev sir is also the founding dean of MIT Institute of Design, one of India's leading design schools. His visionary leadership has also fostered international collaborations with institutes worldwide. I'm confident that his words will inspire and motivate us all. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. I hope you have sufficient energy to listen to me and understand. I'll be as brief as possible, don't worry. But as this is an important aspect of your overall journey, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years, or 5 years for architecture, it is essential for me to, brief you about how it works. In spite of that, I'm sure there will be so many instances, so many doubts, so many questions in your mind, which can only be cleared on case-to-case basis, and that can happen as we go tomorrow and as even days to come. We can discuss those things on individual basis, because every school is unique, every school is different, every school requires different level of understanding when it comes to assessment and evaluation. So those detailed discussions can happen when we go to individual schools, but a general brief about how the assessment happens in this university and what is the credit system and how the CGPA and all these things are calculated. So I'll go through a quick presentation. I'll take you through a quick presentation, and for detailed discussions, I think you should contact your deans, directors, or I can come to every individual institute and clear the doubts. So next slide, please. So we must understand who we are before we get into a, assessment pattern. So we are essentially a multidisciplinary university. With start of NEP, we have started offering various majors, minors, and it might happen that a computer science student takes a minor in music. Both the things are completely different. Both the things require different ways of assessment. Both the things require different approaches towards assessment and evaluation. So it's a large bandwidth of program which we run right from classical dance to Indian law. Every program is unique. Program requires different outlook. Every program requires different skill sets to be assessed. So that is how the whole assessment pattern is based on the need of that particular program. We try to give justice to every specialization by adopting various assessment methods. Now, what are those assessment methods and how do we do it? I'll just briefly explain you in further slides. Next slide, please. One very important thing when it comes to assessment and evaluation is we are okay with failures. We should not be worried about failures. You are here, you can fail, some of you may succeed, some of you may not succeed. We are completely okay with failures. Failure is not a crime, but if you are non-attentive, we treat it as a crime. If there is a lethargy, we treat it as a crime. If there is a leniency, we treat it as a crime. If there is a casual approach towards what you are doing, we treat it as a crime. So if you don't understand anything, if you fail because of that, we are there to explain you multiple times. There are multiple opportunities for you to give those exams and clear. But if your approach is not right, then nobody will help you. We effectively address slow learners, normal learners, and advanced learners. What does that mean? When you are a slow learner, or when we feel that you are a slow learner, there are multiple opportunities given to you. There are fast track methods given to you. There are extra lectures given to you. There is extra time given to you, and it is inbuilt in the system. If you are normal learner, there is no issue. You can pass through, and like any normal student, you can clear all your terms and go ahead and complete the program in prescribed duration. If you are an advanced learner, then there is a provision. We can give you additional projects. We can allow you to take part in hackathons. So there is a separate treatment given to advanced learners. There is a separate treatment given to slow learners, but we are okay with all normal learners, and they will always pass through. Next slide, please. What do we assess? When we start assessment, we assess the core knowledge, because that is why you are here. If you have taken admission to, let's say, computer science or maybe product design or any other journalism or broadcasting, you are here with some core expectations. So we are here to give you that core knowledge. More than 50% courses belong to core area which you have chosen, or the major program which you have chosen. So we definitely assess learning about those core areas, but we additionally assess skills, we additionally assess competencies. There are various competencies which you gather along when you go through your entire curriculum. So there has to be a way to assess competencies, because when we talk about 360-degree development of a child, there has to be a scale which can measure that development in all 360 degrees. So we measure competencies, we measure skills, we measure learning towards core. So the entire assessment pattern is based on these three important pillars of higher education. Next slide, please. So how do we assess? So there is internal continuous assessment. There is external assessment. Program to program it varies. Course to course it can vary. So in engineering program, some courses will have only internal assessment. Some courses will have only external assessment. Some courses will have mix of both. Some courses will have only theory papers. Some courses will have only practicals. Some courses may have only open book tests. So it all depends on the program for which you are in. For example, if you are here under Vishwashanti Sangeet Kala Academy and you have taken admission for, let's say, Kathak, then the entire assessment pattern is different. Then you are supposed to perform, you are supposed to, create a show. If you have taken admission in School of Drama, then the exam is in the form of a play which you are supposed to create and present, and the whole play is assessed. If you have come under School of Film and Television, then you are supposed to create a film, and the process of filmmaking and the output will be assessed. So there are various ways in which we assess. So there is mid-semester examination or mid-semester assessment. There is mid-course assessment. There are some courses. Here we deliver the courses in two ways. One way is lecture system, which you are used to. I mean, first lecture mathematics, second lecture physics, third lecture something else. The other method is block system. For example, in design school, we have a block system which says that your first course is design drawing, and the design drawing course continues for 1 month. So for 1 month, there is no other course than design drawing. All 6 hours a day, you are supposed to learn that only. So there are multiple ways. There are, in architecture school, for example, there is a hybrid way of delivery. So what we call is, in first half, there are lectures. In second half, it's in block system. So wherever there are courses in block system, there is no mid-semester exam, but there is mid-course exam, because every course is of certain block. But wherever there is a lecture system, there is a mid-semester exam. So there are various ways in which we assess the entire student performance. And of course, end semester assessment is there. As I said, from school to school, the way in which end semester assessment is done is different. For film school, it will be different. For computer science, it will be different. For design, it will be different. For English literature, it will be different. For Vedic science, it will be different. So there are ways and means to handle it. We use all these ways to assess. And what do we assess? We assess the learning. Next slide, please. How do we assess? So pen and paper is the standard way in which, and you are used to it. Jury, viva, practical sessions. For example, in design, in MIT Institute of Design, there is not a single theory paper throughout 4 years. There is no theory paper. In film school, there is no theory paper. So, but what is there in replacement of theory? There is a continuous evaluation and there is a jury. So whatever work you have done in the entire semester, you are supposed to present that work to the panel of jury, and panel of jury assesses each and every course and each and every work which you have done. So there are methods to handle that. So pen and paper is one. Jury, viva, practical session is another. Open book tests are there. We are not against open book tests, because we want to understand learning which has happened. And from that point of view, open book test is also there. There are quizzes, report presentations, assignments, project evaluations, and whatnot. If you know any other method than this, we are ready to accept that method also as assessment and evaluation method. We work with only one simple rule, and the rule is best student must get best marks, average student must get average marks, and a poor student must fail but must get multiple chances to prove him or her. So if with this tagline, if you have any additional method, if you know any additional method, you can suggest that method to us. We will be happily incorporating that method too. Next slide. I cannot see anything here. Okay. Now there are weightages. Please try to understand this in general. When it comes to school discussion, we can detail it out. So the weightages for continuous assessment and end term or end semester exam differ. For example, IOD is Institute of Design. 75% weightage is there for continuous assessment and only 25% weightage is there for the end semester jury. Like that, for MANET it is 40 and 60, SBSR 40, 60. Now whatever is written under CA or continuous assessment, again there will be multiple fragments of this. So continuous assessment may involve your attendance. Some weightage will be there for attendance, some weightage will be there for assignment, some weightage will be there for mid-course evaluation or mid-semester evaluation. Some weightage can be there for any additional activities or maybe workshops or whatever additional activities have been given. So these are the weightages. Please remember one thing which is very important, one should not forget, this is very important, there is individual passing for all these weightages. So you cannot say that I have got 40 out of 40 in internal assessment and even if I get 0 out of remaining 60, I'll pass. No, it's not like that. It is separate passing for internal as well as external assessment or internal as well as end semester assessment. So you are supposed to be on your toes. Don't be under impression that if you pass in paper, you will clear that subject, or if you pass in internal, you will clear that subject. You are supposed to pass in both internal as well as the end semester exam to clear that subject. Otherwise, it comes as a backlog to you. Next slide, please. Now, some important facts. These are the nitty-gritties of entire evaluation system. Next slide. So this is the process. I hope you can see this. So we conduct multiple exams. So we conduct one exam in, let's say, November, December, which is odd semester exam. At that time, we conduct backlog exam as well as regular exam. Backlog exam is the exam wherein you can give your papers from earlier semester. Regular exam is for that particular semester. On similar lines, we conduct makeup exam for I grade only. Then we conduct even semester examination, which is again backlog and regular. Then there is a summer term. So those who are unable to clear their courses in regular year, they can be given additional time in summer. It can be anywhere close to 1 month to 1.5 months. So additional time will be given. Additional lectures can be conducted if required. One more exam, summer term exam or makeup exam can be conducted. What I mean here is, from our side, we are willing to give you multiple chances to study and clear the exam. As I said it openly, failure is not crime, but being non-attentive can be a crime. So there will be multiple opportunities for you to give exams and clear your papers. So take advantage of it and see that you complete your course in stipulated time. Next. These are the process milestones. Please remember this. This is very important. 2 out of these milestones are extremely important. One is course registration and second is exam form filling. If you fail to do either of this, your entire semester will be cancelled. Please keep watch on the dates for exam form filling and course registration. You are supposed to register for the course and then you are supposed to register and fill the exam form. Then you can collect hall ticket, examination results. After the results, wherever there are theoretical subjects, we give photocopy of your answer book to you. on demand. So you'll have to request for it. If you have any doubt about the assessment, you can request for a photocopy. We give answer book photocopy. You go through that. You can go to your faculty member, check whether the answers which you have written are right or wrong. If you have any doubt, faculty member can correct it. And once you are satisfied with all these things, after that also, if you want to apply for revaluation, you can apply. So you are happy with whatever is written, whatever is assessed, but you feel that it would have been done in little better way. We give that paper to another faculty member. If we find discrepancy in both, we give that paper to third faculty member and get it assessed and then average it out and declare the result. So we give maximum chance to each and every student to clear the courses, to pass with good marks, but it is up to you, the way in which you'll have to respond, it's up to you. Next. Registration, so it is mandatory, as I said. No student will be allowed to attend the classes until he completes the registration process. If the student fails to make a registration, then no academic activity, including attendance, seminar, practical project. These are the typical cases which we generally handle. Student comes to me at the end of the semester and says, sir, I am not allowed to appear for the exam. I am not being allowed to fill up the exam form. And when we dig it, we realize that the fellow has not registered. So there is no attendance record. He has not gone to the classes. So we will not be able to help you at last stage when it goes to last stage. So please be attentive. Please take precaution. Please take care about the registration process. Next. Just two words about what credit system which we follow. We call it as LTPE system of credits. It is a choice-based credit system. So you'll be given multiple choices. You'll have to select credits. You'll have to, we haven't yet reached to menu card system. That is the ideal way in which higher education should happen. But it's a hybrid system which we are running, so multiple choices are given. You are supposed to select the credits, and accordingly, the courses will be selected. Accordingly, the total number of credits will be selected. So generally, LTP, L is lecture type of courses, T is tutorial type of courses, P is practical type of courses, and E is experiential learning. So there are some schools wherein project-based learning is very strictly followed. I mean, all they do is projects only. So in that case, experiential learning component is more, lecture and tutorial component is less. So my request to you is ask for the course structure copy. My faculty members will display course structure copy to you, but please check course structure copy. Please understand the credit system. I'll tell you one trade secret here. If you fail in a course which has lower credits, the impact of that on your CGPA will be less. If you fail in a course which has more credits, let's say there are two courses, one is of 6 credits and another is of 2 credits, total number of courses are 2, out of that you fail in one and you pass it in another, but you fail in a course which has 6 credits. The impact of that on CGPA, cumulative grade point average, will be more. You are liable to fail either in that semester or in that year. So understand credit system perfectly. Decide your courses, decide your priority. You all are professional students. There is no harm in deciding priority when it comes to urgency, but select those courses who have more credits. Then your chances of getting into next year are more. Ideally, you should clear all the credits, but if it comes to selection, if you feel that it's because of urgency, because of some reason I want to select, I want to prioritize, then you'll have to prioritize it like that. So please understand credit system in toto to understand the entire journey about your success, about your CGPA, about your SGPA. So 1 credit is allotted for 1 hour of instruction of theory or tutorial. whereas 1 credit is allotted for 2 hours of practical. So whenever there is a practical, 2 hours of practical is equivalent to 1 credit, whereas 1 hour of lecture is equivalent to 1 credit. So you'll have to be attentive for lectures as well as practical. There is little less weightage for practicals. There is lot of weightage for theoretical subject. There are some schools wherein there are no theory classes. Entire weightage is there for practicals, and that is how it changes. So you must understand the credit framework. If you understand credit framework well, I think you'll be able to do justice and you'll be able to pass through. Okay, so one more rule, next slide. Okay, so these are the grades. These are any standard grades you must have undergone in your earlier K-12 kind of education through same grading system. So please understand it. So what we do is we give grades. Grades are associated to grade points. Grade points and credits are multiplied, and then we calculate the cumulative grade point average or semester grade point average. Your result, what you get, is in the form of SGPA or CGPA. Your promotion to next year also happens because of that. So please understand this system very carefully. There are certain grades which, like AB is absent, F is fail, P is pass, something like that. So please understand the relevance of these grades. Of course, you'll be given a booklet. In that booklet, all this information will be there. So don't take any photograph. This is also available with exam section. But please understand this and try to follow this. This is very important as far as your CGPA is concerned. Next. This is very important. Last part of this slide is very important. Promotion. Student must pass all the courses and secure at least 4.5 CGPA in the end semester examination so that she is promoted to next year. Please understand this very carefully. I'll give you two scenarios. Scenario one is student has cleared 6 subjects out of 10. So he has failed in 4 subjects. He has cleared 6 subjects, but his CGPA is less than 4.5. Even if, in this case, the student is anyway not allowed to go to next year because his CGPA is less than 4.5. You must have heard the term AT-KT, allowed to keep terms. Means certain number of subjects and certain number of practicals you are allowed to keep and go to next year as a provisional admission. So that is included in this 4.5 formula. So at any cost, if your CGPA at any point of time, and the promotion happens yearly. So at the end of academic year, your CGPA is not more than 4.5, you are not allowed to go to next year. Another scenario, you have cleared 9 courses. Generally this doesn't happen, but it can happen. It's finally a mathematics. Let's say 8 courses out of 10. You have cleared 8 courses out of 10, but the remaining 2 courses are of 6 credits each. So you cleared all your courses with 1 credit, 2 credit, but you could not clear a course worth 12 credits. Then even if you have done this, your CGPA will be less than 4.5. Even if you have cleared 90% of your courses, you will not be able to go to next academic year. So please understand this mathematics very clearly. Your CGPA number is very important. Please understand the way in which CGPA is calculated. It is very simple mathematics. Your grade point multiplied by your credits for that particular course, summation of all those divided by total number of credits earned in that entire semester. So it is a standard method of calculation of SGPA or CGPA, but if you fail to achieve 4.5, there are multiple cases, many cases wherein CGPA is 4.45 and the student is not allowed to go to next year. Here, so please be aware of these rules, and then it will help you to score and understand, and then with open eyes you can go ahead. So this is how the system works. Next. Award of class, I think that's again pretty standard. I did not spend much time. So if it is above 8, it is first class with distinction. 6.5 to 7.99, it is first class. 5 to 6.49, it is second class. And 4.5 to 4.99, it is pass class. Less than 4.5, you're not allowed to go to next year. One more rule, and then this is also very important rule, please understand is, whenever you are going to third year, your first year subjects will have to be cleared. If you have another scenario, you have more than 4.5 CGPA in second year. CGPA is very good in second year. You can officially go to third year, but you have one subject left from first year. You will not be allowed to go to third year. So whenever you are entering to third year, your first year has to be clear. Whenever you are entering to fourth year, your second year has to be clear. Whenever you are entering to fifth year, your third year has to be clear. Even one subject from those earlier years will not allow you to go ahead. So these two rules, 4.5 and this rule, is very crucial. Please understand it and please take cognizance of it. Next. So there is appealing, there is revaluation, so there is appealing required because we are also human beings. There can be mistakes sometimes, there can be errors sometimes, but there is a way to handle that. There is a process. Please understand revaluation process. Please understand the photocopy process and first get a photocopy. Be assured that you are right, then go for revaluation. Your marks will be changed. So there are processes. If you are not happy with anything, there is an appeals board, exam appeal board. You can appeal to that and the committee will sit and will take appropriate decision. So there is a mechanism to take care of all the students of all kinds. It's up to you. The way in which you want to respond it will decide the success or failure of yourself. Next. Attendance is 75%. That remaining 25% covers everything. बहन की शादी, दादाजी का कुछ बीमारी, ये वो, everything is covered in a remaining 25%. You must be there in the class, in the practicals for 75% of the time. If you are not there, your term will not be granted. If your term is not granted, you are supposed to go back, come next year again, do the entire thing once again, and then get the term granted. So term granting is equally important. Please pay attention to that so that you'll not fall in that trap and you'll not come to my office or controller of examination office with requests. We don't entertain any request like that. We just follow the rule book. If you fit in that rule book, we allow. If you don't, we don't allow you to go ahead. So please be very careful about all these things. And next is, yes, this is the last slide. Never, 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 never try this. This is about malfunctioning. This is about the things people have habit to carry in the exam room. If you carry anything like that, if you have things written on your mobile, if you have things written on your maybe sleeves, wherever, or if you possess, if you are found with cheats or possession, the only punishment, the only judgment is performance of the whole semester, means practically whole year gets cancelled. In this semester, I want to warn you, in this academic year, there were 32 cases like that, and all are supposed, 32 cases, don't worry, 32 cases out of 14,000. It's not a big number. Very, very, very few students try that, but those who try such type of things will get a punishment. They will get only one punishment. The entire performance gets cancelled. If it is repeated one more time, you are supposed to go home and look for any other university or any other college. Then you are not suitable for MIT-ADTU. So this was my last slide. As I said, any specific questions can be answered at school level. Please go to your, I request my HOIs and HODs to conduct a session, a separate session about evaluation of that particular school, the way in which the evaluation happens. That time they can answer all your queries. If at all those queries are not answered, you can come to me. I sit in Marine Engineering Building, 4th floor. I can answer any and every doubt related to exam because we are the people who monitor that. We are the people who control that, and we have complete understanding of evaluation process. So I hope your journey of whatever number of years you are here for will be fruitful, and you will go out from here with flying colors without getting trapped in any of these technical systems, and you'll get good marks. And my best wishes to your entire journey, your entire career, which you'll be traveling along with us. So be assured that we are there. We follow the policy of student first, and we follow one simple line policy that good student must be benefited, average students must be averagely benefited, poor student must be punished but with multiple chances of improving. So with that, I conclude. All the best for your future and for your stay of MIT-ADT.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening and informative words. We truly appreciate your time and expertise. Moving forward to the most awaited segment of the program, I can sense the excited faces as we jump from formal discussions to an evening full of enthusiasm. We'll be beginning our cultural event in just a few moments, so please remain seated and get ready to groove along to exciting dance and singing performances that will leave you spellbound.
Welcome to the 6th Persona Fest 2024, the most immersive techno-cultural festival at MIT-ADT University.
We officially provide a platform, a very strong platform for all our students and from all the students across the city to come and share and perform and be part of that excitement which this Persona Fest brings.
ऑलवेज MIT-ADT कॅम्पसवरती जगातलं सगळ्यात उत्तम टॅलेंट आणि स्किल बघायला मिळणार आहे इन टर्म्स ऑफ आर्ट डिझाईन टेक्नॉलॉजी
Hello.
कल्चर एक्सप्रेसिंग
I,
yourself in all
I would
kind
request
of
everyone
art
to please
forms.
settle down as we are on to begin our most exciting segment of the program. We are